Hey everyone, hope you're all doing good and safe. Today I have come with a veg combo meal recipe. So I'm going to be doing 3 recipes, and it's like I said, it's a combo meal. So let's start. I'm going to be making chayote squash dal, or kootu they call it in Tamil, and so for that I'm putting the chayote squash and moong dal into the pressure cooker. I've taken 1 chayote squash and quarter cup of moong dal and quarter teaspoon of turmeric inside this, and below I have rice as usual. So for those who do not know, this vessel is especially made for pressure cooker, so it comes in different level. If you have a bigger pressure cooker, you can even use 3 to 4 levels, but mine is a smaller one, so I'll be able to use only 2. So this makes our job much easier. For people who do not know, I'm just quickly showing this. I'm sure this comes in very handy, especially when you are crunching for time. So this has a hole in here, if you can see, and also the below one will also have a hole. This is here it is. So this is especially if you pour more water, it will not disturb the rest of the food items that is kept inside the pressure cooker. It will just flow out and fall into the pressure cooker directly here. So it's a good vessel to have. This also has a lid, but I'm not able to find my lid today. So this is how it is. Very easy to handle. So I'm putting it to 3 whistles, and once it's cooked, we can look at the rest of the recipe. While this is cooking, we can go to the other recipes that we're going to do today. The second dish we're going to make is cabbage Thogayal. So Togail is it's a form of a chutney, so but the ingredients are a little bit different. I've taken about 1/3 cup of urad dal. I'm going to be adding it to the pan, so you can just dry roast it until it turns a little bit brown. And then you can add, I'm going to be adding, along with this, I'm going to be adding 3 to 4 red chilies. Chilies absolutely depends on your spice tolerance. So let this brown up a little bit, and then we can add the cabbage. The the urad dal is slightly browned up a little bit, so I'm going to be adding red chilies, 4 and 5. I'm adding 6 because I know that this chili is not very spicy, so and I can tolerate the spice level to this extent, so that's why I've added 6 chilies, but this is completely optional. Please adjust your spice level according to whatever you like. So while it is completely browned up, I'm going to be adding this cabbage. I've cut the cabbage into small pieces, and this is about 1/3 cup. So I'm going to fry this for at least 5 minutes, and then we can bring it up. Just before switching off the stove, I'm adding a pinch of tamarind just to give it that tartness. So this is done, and I can switch off the stove now. Let it completely cool, and then we can grind it. While waiting for the pressure cooker to release its pressure, I'm starting up with the next dish that we have to make for today. I'm making a very simple rasam. very few ingredients, and I'm sure you will all love it. So I've taken one medium tomato. I've cut it into pieces. I'm going to grind it, and I'm adding a little bit of tamarind paste as well. I generally make the tamarind paste at home. I can show you, how I make it maybe in another video. But if you have tamarind, you can just soak the tamarind for maybe 10 to 15 minutes and then drain out the water. I'm going to quickly grind this into a very fine paste. I've put this is the paste. I'm getting it to boil for some time until the raw smell of the tomato and the tamarind goes away. And I've also added half a cup of water. So you can see it's a bit liquidy. So I've added half a cup of water. To this, I'm now going to add 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric and 1 teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Usually people will not add turmeric to a rasam, but oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that I'm making rasam now. The tomato and the tamarind mixture are nicely bubbling and boiling away. So this is the time that we have to add the rasam powder. I'm adding 2.5 teaspoons of rasam powder. So this rasam powder, each family has its own recipe, and you can use any rasam powder that you have. But I'll also add the rasam powder recipe in some other video for you to refer if you want. But you can really use any rasam powder that you have, and just slightly mix it. With this, you will have to add 1 cup of water. So with rasam, the only trick of making good rasam is that once you have added this water, it should not boil. It should just it should just froth here. So this froth has to form a little bit even more. The pressure is released here, so we have to continue with the kootu or the dal curry. For that, we have to make a paste. I've taken about 1/4 cup of coconut, grated coconut, and I've also added 4 dried red chilies, and I'm also adding 1 tablespoon of jeera seeds or cumin seeds. So we'll have to grind this to a fine paste, and we have to add it to the chayate and the dal mixture. So let's quickly make it into a paste, and we can add that. This is the smooth paste. So at this stage, we can remove the rasam from the stove. Let's remove it. And so I've removed the rasam from the stove. So it is enough if it just froths up a little bit like this. It doesn't have to boil. And let's continue with the kootu or the dal curry. So I've taken it out of the pressure cooker now, and I'm putting it back to the stove. Let's mix the paste that we have made to this, and it will be done. And the last thing that we'll have to do after these two are boiled is the tempering. So I'm going to be adding this paste that we have made to the kootu. This is completely dried mixture has completely cooled down. I've put it in a mixie jar. I'm going to be adding a little bit of salt, and let's grind it and make it into a fine paste. This is the consistency that you have to arrive at for the dal curry or the kootu. It has to be a little bit thick, so that this goes as a side dish for the rice. So this is done. I'm going to be removing it from the stove. The rasam is also ready. So the only thing pending is the tempering of these two, and let's look at that. For the rasam, I've got a small pan here, very small, cute one. So this is what I use for tempering. And for the rasam, I'm going to be doing it with ghee. So I'm adding just 1 tablespoon of ghee. The ghee has heated up very well. I'm adding just half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, and I'm adding a little bit of curry leaves as well, and that's it. I've added it to the rasam, and I'm going to be adding a little bit of asafoetida or hing as well. For the kootu, again I've added 2 tablespoons of oil. You can also do it in ghee if you want, but I've added oil, and I'm going to be adding half a teaspoon of cumin seeds again. And for this one, I'm going to be adding a little bit of urad dal and chana dal. Urad dal and chana dal. And for this as well, I'm going to be adding a little bit of asafoetida or hing. So let it brown up a little bit, and a little bit of curry leaves as well, and it's done. Okay, let's start serving everything. Everything is done. So we are starting with the cabbage thogayal, and let's start serving everything. I've got the plate laid out here. And the first dish that we made was the cabbage thogayal or the chutney, and I've got rasam, and the next thing is our chayote or chow kootu. So serve that here. It's bright and yellow. And rice, hot steaming rice, and a little bit of curd. Come here, and just to make the plate a little bit more interesting, I'm going to be adding some chips. This is the store-bought chips. So yeah, that's the meal for today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you like my content, please do subscribe to my channel, and please do like, share, and if you like the content more, share it with your friends as well. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, and see you all in another interesting video. Bye bye.